Now, hello, I'm so excited! Do you love making cupcakes but hate all the hard cupcake work? I know I do.
The next 2 years are packed with epic adventures, long-awaited sequels, bold reboots, and a few surprises that might just redefine entire genres. 2026 and 2027 are really going to be unforgettable for movie lovers, so let's jump in. Mutiny, January 9th, 2026. Mutiny is an action thriller directed by Jean-François Richet, with a script by Lindsay Michelle and J.P. Davis. It stars Jason Statham as Cole Reed, a former Special Forces soldier and ex-NYPD cop now working in private security. When his Thai billionaire friend Tibu is murdered, Cole is framed for the crime and stumbles into a massive international conspiracy while trying to clear his name. The cast includes Annabelle Wallis, Jason Wong as Terran, Roland Muller as the main villain, plus Arnes Federavicius and Adrian Lester. The movie was produced by Jason Statham's own Punch Palace Productions alongside Mad River Pictures. It kicked off filming in the UK in September 2024, locking down spots like Canary Wharf's One Canada Square, then moved to Malta before wrapping in November. Mercy, January 23, 2026. Chris Pratt brought some laughs and sci-fi vibes to CinemaCon while teasing his upcoming Amazon MGM thriller Mercy. Set in a near future where capital crimes are judged by an AI court system called Mercy, Pratt plays a detective accused of murdering his wife. The twist is, he actually helped design the system now trying to convict him. To clear his name, he's forced to outsmart the very AI he created. The footage shown was packed with action and high-tech visuals, with Pratt's character racing against time in a system he once trusted. At one point during the event, a booming voice interrupted him for not being emotional enough, prompting him to jokingly call co-star Rebecca Ferguson for help. The cast also includes Annabelle Wallis, Kaylee Reese, Chris Sullivan, Kylie Rogers, Jeff Pierre, Rafi Gavron, Jamie McBride, and Kenneth Choi. Crime 101, February 13, 2026. Crime 101 is a heist thriller based on Don Winslow's 2021 novella. Directed by Bart Layton, the film reunites MCU stars Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo, who headline a packed ensemble cast. Hemsworth plays Davis, a jewel thief who has pulled off a string of heists along the Pacific coast by sticking to a strict personal code he calls Crime 101. Ruffalo plays Detective Lou Lubeznik, one of the few cops who believes Davis is acting alone rather than being part of a larger gang. Things heat up when Davis plans one last big score and starts breaking his own rules, putting him directly in Lubeznik's sights. Filming kicked off in October 2024, with Barry Coogan stepping on set sporting bleached blonde hair and a dirt bike. The cast also includes Monica Barbaro, Corey Hawkins, Halle Berry, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Nick Nolte, Tate Donovan, and more, though their roles are still unknown. Expect a tense cat-and-mouse thriller as Hemsworth's suave thief faces off against Ruffalo's determined detective, with high-stakes action, mind games, and an ensemble of shady characters on both sides. Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, February 27, 2026. There's a brand new take on The Cat in the Hat coming in 2026, and this time it's a 3D animated musical. Warner Bros. Pictures Animation is teaming up with the Dr. Seuss Enterprises to bring the 1957 classic back to life. It'll be the third time the story hits the screen, following the 1971 TV special and the 2003 live-action movie. Erica Rivignola and Alessandro Carloni are both writing and directing, with Bill Hader voicing the mischievous cat, and he's also an executive producer. Fun fact, Hader actually played the cat in an SNL sketch back in 2014. The voice cast is stacked with Quinta Brunson, Bowen Yang, Hohidal Gomez, Matt Berry, Paula Pell, and even John Goodman. The road to this movie's been a bit bumpy. Universal and Illumination planned a CGI version back in 2012, but it never happened. Warner Animation Group finally picked it up in 2018, and after a few changes behind the scenes, Rivignola and Carloni locked in. The animation's being done by DNEG Animation. Project Hail Mary, March 20th, 2026. Project Hail Mary dropped its official trailer a while ago. It came out of nowhere. If you don't know, this movie is based on the book Project Hail Mary, The story is about a future where all the stars in our solar system are dying except one. A team of astronauts is sent to figure out why, but things don't exactly go as planned. Ryland Grace, played by Ryan Gosling, is a middle school teacher who doesn't even want to be there. He ends up on the mission, goes into a coma, everyone else on the ship dies, and he wakes up alone in space with no memory of why he's there. Oh, and along the way, he befriends an alien that looks like chopsticks. The vibe feels like a mix of Gravity, Sunshine, and The Martian, which is awesome. Plus, it's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the geniuses behind the Spider-Verse movies, so you know it's in good hands. The cinematographer is Greg Fraser, the same guy behind Dune and The Batman, so expect some stunning visuals. Some people online are saying it looks formulaic. Oh no, another Lost in Space survival movie. But book fans on the Project Hail Mary subreddit are loving it, except for one complaint. They weren't thrilled the trailer revealed the alien, which is a bit of a spoiler. But if you're new to the story, it doesn't really ruin anything. The Mummy, April 17, 2026. There's a brand new Mummy reboot on the way, and I'm both hyped and curious. Do we really need another take on this classic? Maybe not, especially since the last attempt in 2017 flopped and buried Universal's Dark Universe before it even started. But this one's got my attention because it's coming from Lee Cronin, the guy behind Evil Dead Rise. Originally teased as a mysterious Blumhouse project, Cronin later revealed it's indeed a fresh spin on The Mummy. He promised something ancient and very frightening, which sounds like a scarier, more horror-driven approach than the Brendan Fraser adventure films. The movie will star Jack Rayner and Laia Costa, with production kicking off in Ireland in March 2025. But it raises questions. What era will it take place in? Ancient Egypt? Modern times? Or maybe somewhere unexpected? Could Brendan Fraser pop in for a cameo, even if this version is darker and less action comedy? And since Cronin directed Evil Dead Rise, might we see a cheeky Easter egg connecting the Necronomicon to the Book of the Dead? Fans are also wondering if Cronin will bring back actors from his previous films, like Alyssa Sutherland or Lily Sullivan, who killed it in the Evil Dead Rise. And who knows, maybe some of the eerie vibes from his debut, The Hole in the Ground, will sneak into this too. It's still early, but with Cronin's horror chops and Blumhouse backing him, this could be the scariest Mummy yet. We'll just have to wait and see what secrets get unearthed before 2026. The Devil Wears Prada 2, May 1st, 2026. Anne Hathaway dropped the first look at The Devil Wears Prada 2, and fans are freaking out. She posted a photo on Instagram in full Andy Sachs mode with the caption, Andy Sachs 2025. The sequel is coming nearly 20 years after the original hit theaters. Hathaway will reunite with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci, with Kenneth Branagh joining the cast. Sadly, Adrienne Grenier won't be back this time. The story picks up with Miranda Priestley still running Runway magazine, but now she's dealing with the harsh realities of a struggling publishing industry. Meanwhile, Blunt's character, who used to be Miranda's assistant, is now a powerful exec at a luxury brand that advertises with Runway. Sounds like there's going to be some juicy power dynamics. Filming is happening in New York and Italy, and the movie is set to release on May 1st, 2026. Varity, May 15th, 2026. Amazon's Varity movie is officially happening, and it's already shaping up to be intense. Coming after Regretting You and It Ends With Us with Blake Lively, this adaptation of Colleen Hoover's dark psychological thriller is deep into filming. In March 2025, Dakota Johnson and Josh Hartnett were spotted shooting in New York, likely recreating a key early scene from the book. The cast is stacked. Anne Hathaway plays Verity Crawford, the best-selling author who's mysteriously incapacitated. Hartnett is her husband, Jeremy, and Johnson plays Loan Ashley, a struggling writer hired to finish Verity's book series. The supporting cast includes Ismael Cruz Cordova, Brady Wagner, Irina Dvorenko, KK Moggy, and Michael Abbott Jr. The Mandalorian and Grogu, May 22, 2026. Pedro Pascal is bringing Din Djarin, aka Mando, to the big screen, along with everyone's favorite little Jedi, Grogu. The film picks up after The Mandalorian Season 3, where Mando officially adopted Grogu as his apprentice. We don't have a full plot yet, but fans at Star Wars Celebration 2025 got a sneak peek. The footage showed Mando slicing through an AT-AT, Grogu flexing his force powers, and a first look at Jeremy Allen White's Rata the Hutt. There's even a quick shot of Grogu snacking in the stands of what looks like a battle arena. Jon Favreau, who created The Mandalorian, is directing, with Dave Filoni on board as writer. Sigourney Weaver joins the cast in a mysterious role, teasing some past connection with Mando. White voices Rata the Hutt, and Johnny Coyne plays an Imperial warlord. Filming wrapped in late 2024, and Favreau says he's thrilled to finally bring this story to theaters on May 22nd. Minions 3, July 1st, 2026. Mega Minions was originally slated for a 2027 release, but was pushed up by a year, replacing Shrek 5's release date. The cast hasn't been fully confirmed, but we can expect some familiar voices. Pierre Coffin will almost certainly return as the Minions, and Steve Carell is likely to reprise young Gru. There's also a good chance we'll see Alan Arkin's Wild Knuckles again, given how Minions: The Rise of Gru ended, with Gru and Knuckles teaming up. Cameos from Will Arnett and Steve Coogan, both frequent voices in the franchise, are also possible. As for the story, details are still under wraps, but it'll probably pick up where The Rise of Gru left off. The mid-credits scene teased Dr. Nefario, showing Gru an airship similar to the one he uses later in Despicable Me. So Minions 3 might move the timeline closer to the original 2010 film, bridging the gap between the prequel series and the main Despicable Me movies. We could also see another wild adventure with Gru and Knuckles, while the Minions get themselves into even more ridiculous trouble. This will be the 7th film in the Despicable Me franchise, following Despicable Me 4's release in 2024. Brian Lynch is back as the writer, with Chris Meledandri producing, so it should have the same playful humor fans expect. Greta Gerwig's The Chronicles of Narnia, November 26, 2026. Netflix is going all in on the Chronicles of Narnia reboot, and it's shaping up to be one of its most ambitious projects ever. Greta Gerwig, fresh off Barbie and Little Women, is directing, so you can expect a unique and thoughtful take on C.S. Lewis's classic fantasy series. Netflix owns the rights to all 7 books and plans to create multiple films, this time aiming to do justice to the source material and avoid the pitfalls of the earlier adaptations from 2005 to 2010. What makes this even bigger? The first Narnia film will actually hit theaters first, Netflix's first ever wide theatrical release, with about 1,000 IMAX screens booked. Then, just a month later, it'll drop on Netflix on Christmas Day. That kind of hybrid release shows how confident they are in the franchise's epic scale and box office potential. Casting is still coming together, but we've got 2 confirmed names. Louis Partridge has signed on, and while his role hasn't been announced, many think he's playing Peter Pevensie. Emma Mackey is reportedly locked in as the White Witch, which already sounds like perfect casting. Rumors are swirling that Daniel Craig might have a key role, and Meryl Streep is apparently the top choice to voice Aslan. How iconic would that be? Story-wise, things are still a little mysterious. Most people expected the reboot to start with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like the original films, but actor Jason Isaacs hinted that they might kick things off with The Magician's Nephew. That would be a bold move, since it's a prequel that shows Narnia's creation, setting up deeper context before we even meet the Pevensies. Jumanji III, December 11th, 2026. Jumanji 3 is officially happening and will hit theaters in IMAX and premium large formats, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Karen Gillan, Kevin Hart, and Jack Black all returning under the direction of Jake Kasdan, who helmed the first 2 blockbusters. The script is once again in the hands of Jeff Pinkner and Scott Rosenberg, with producers Matt Tolmach, Johnson, Kasdan, Danny Garcia, and Hiram Garcia back on board. Hiram teased back in 2021 that work on the threequel would begin after Johnson's Red One wrapped in late 2024, and Kevin Hart has confirmed this will serve as the final chapter in the franchise, giving a meaningful conclusion to his and Johnson's characters. The stakes are high after Welcome to the Jungle pulled in nearly $1 billion worldwide, and its sequel, The Next Level, grossed over $800 million. Werewolf, December 25th, 2026. Robert Eggers isn't slowing down after the massive success of Nosferatu. His next project, Werewolf, is already locked in for a Christmas Day 2026 release, and it's set to dive deep into werewolf mythology. True to Eggers' style, you can expect a haunting mix of gothic atmosphere, historical authenticity, and slow-burn terror. Eggers is co-writing the script with Sion, his frequent collaborator who also worked on The Northman and Nosferatu. Focus Features is backing the project once again, keeping the same creative partnership that's been with him since The Witch. On the producing side, Eggers and Sion are teaming up with Focus, while Chris and Eleanor Columbus of Maiden Voyage are coming in as executive producers. Given Eggers' track record, The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, and the recent hit Nosferatu, which has already raked in over $156 million worldwide, Werewolf will likely be another meticulously crafted, atmospheric horror. Expect a blend of folklore, historical texture, and unsettling dread rather than your typical jump-scare werewolf movie. The Legend of Zelda, May 7, 2027. Nintendo is finally bringing one of its most beloved franchises to the big screen. The live-action Legend of Zelda movie was first announced in 2023, and now it's starting to take shape. The film will be directed by Wes Ball, known for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the Maze Runner trilogy, with a script by Derek Connolly, who wrote Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Nintendo has already confirmed the main cast, and the release date is locked in for May 7th. So far, the only confirmed cast members are Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link and Bo Bragason as Princess Zelda. Fans had speculated about other actors for months, like Hunter Schafer, Saoirse Ronan, and Anya Taylor-Joy for Zelda, or Walker Scobell and Tom Holland for Link, but Nintendo is clearly going for a younger cast to bring the iconic duo to life. No word yet on who will play the villain, but it's expected Ganon will be involved. As for the story, Nintendo hasn't revealed which Zelda game it will adapt. Fans are split between wanting a Breath of the Wild-style epic or a more grounded Ocarina of Time approach. Director Wes Ball teased that the movie will feel serious, real, and cool, but still whimsical and fun. He also promised it would deliver the grand sense of adventure Zelda fans love. Star Wars Starfighter, May 28, 2027. Announced during Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025, Star Wars Starfighter will be the next theatrical release in the galaxy far, far away. It's a post-Skywalker saga standalone, taking place about 5 years after the rise of Skywalker. Despite sharing a name with the 2001 flight sim video game, it's unrelated to that story. Instead, the movie is rumored to feature Jedi, or at least Force-sensitive characters, even though it won't be a direct continuation of the sequel trilogy. The film is directed by Sean Levy, with a script by Jonathan Tropper. Ryan Gosling is officially confirmed to star, marking his first venture into the Star Wars universe. There's no word yet on his character, but speculation is already running wild. A short 20-second teaser debuted at the event, revealing the title logo and epic music. Interestingly, the Light of the Jedi symbol appears prominently, fueling theories that the Force will play a big role in the story. Rumors suggest Daisy Ridley's Rey might have a small cameo, hinting at the post-Episode 9 galaxy and potentially setting up her own standalone movie. Meanwhile, casting for other key roles is ongoing. Mikey Madison reportedly passed on a role, while Jesse Plemons is rumored to be in talks for a villainous part. Disney and Lucasfilm also confirmed that Starfighter isn't the only project in development. There's still a new trilogy and several standalone films in the works. Well, that's it for today. Which of these upcoming movies are you most excited to see? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for even more updates on the hottest upcoming films. See you at the movies!